Right, what's going on, everyone? If you've just watched my video of the exhaust of this bike, you'll know that I was saying I do need to kind of be quiet because I am in an area. Well, it's a good job I was about to do this video of an onboard because they just asked me to leave because I was being too loud. And they were like, what are you doing? It's just like, I'm just recording a video, mate. And they were like, are you going to be long? I was like, no. And they were like, you're not going to be revving the bike again, are you? I was like, only when I leave. And they were like, okay, please don't be too loud. We may have to escort you off our premises. Obviously, I parked out some random place. I don't even know who it was. Everywhere, all my normal places were taken up by people, bloody blocks, so I couldn't get in there, so that sucked. But yeah, guys, hello and welcome to my onboard review of the Yamaha Fazer 600 1998 rotation. So you want to know what this thing's like to ride? Well, you've came to the wrong place because I know nothing about this bike. Everything that I say in this video is purely going to be my opinion and how I feel about this bike. But listen to this. Sounds weird, doesn't it? I love it. But yeah, so I'm going to get on to the good points of this bike and some pretty bad points of this bike. So the good points are: riding position is absolutely brilliant. You're upright, you're not leant over like this, your arms aren't crushed in with them little clip-ons. You can see all your speedo and your tacho, whatever it's bloody called. You know, you're nice and comfy. The seat is like this thick jelly. You could literally put your ass on it and fall asleep. It's you don't even. I've ridden this bike for 2 weeks. The longest I've been on it is about 5.5 hours, and that was on a motorway. And normally on my XJ6, you'd get an arse ache after about 2.5, 3 hours probably. Even after the 5.5 hours on this thing, my butt was still comfy and didn't want to get off. It was absolutely fantastic. I bloody loved it. Loved every moment of being on it, and I still am. I've got to give it back tomorrow though, that's the only downfall. But another good thing about this bike, the suspension. It's very strange because my XJ, this is going to be quite comparing to my old bike quite a bit, by the way, just so you're all prepared. My XJ has quite hard suspension, so I'm used to it being quite rough over speed bumps and smashing me around everywhere. This bike's suspension is so smooth and soft, I suppose. It's absolutely unreal. You go over a speed bump and you're like doing, 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 like a spring. But it's not like a bad thing. It's really nice to actually go over a speed bump on this. It's so, because of the jelly seat as well, it just makes life so nice. It's just so cozy to just go. It just cruises everywhere, no matter how quick you go, and you could probably smack it over a bloody speed bump from about 70 miles an hour for all you know, and this bloody thing could still feel great. I mean, I'm going to go over this. This is a steep one up right like that, and it was just doing, doing. That was it. Done. Finite. No problems. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like this one as well. See? It doesn't smash you. It just bounces you over it. It's quite weird. But all the needles, surprisingly, for 18 years old, all the needles still work. I'm going to jump over that. There is not one needle on this thing that's actually broken. The speedo works, the fuel gauge works, the RPM works, all of the lights work, apart from the oil one. The oil one comes on a lot when you give it about half throttle on the bike, because I suppose the floaters bouncing around everywhere because of the suspension. Well, I don't even know if you have a floater in in the oil. I don't know what I'm saying. I think I'm getting it mixed up with the fuel. The fuel, to be honest. But I could say this exhaust on this bike is cut in half from the stock and debaffled through the side, through the inner. So it's got no baffles apart from the long piece of metal that's in it and the outer shelling. The rest of it's been chopped in half and re-welded on. Obviously it's a slip-on this thing. It's quite nice, it's really good. It's really, like I said, it's really comfortable to be on. The throttle is very good and it engages quite quick, but here's one of the bad points. It's just happened just in time. The shifter. It's bloody clunky, the gearbox. It's ridiculous. You go through gears and sometimes you won't even feel like you've got the bloody clutch engaged. It just crunch, crunch, crunch every single time. Not always. I think perhaps the clutch needs doing or something like that. But it's crazy. Sometimes it just doesn't even feel like it's actually engaged. The lights on this thing suck. You can't even tell that they're on. It's ridiculous. And the bike likes to chug along because it likes to stick at a certain speed of at least 5-10 miles an hour. If it's not doing that, it will chug you along. But the tank, fuel economy, I've probably done about 150 miles on this thing in the past week, and it's just not even wanted to drink the fuel. I filled it up, it cost me 15 quid from empty. It's really good. You can see all the scratches on it and you can see the data tags going faded now, but you've got everything on here. You've got your choke, you got your main beam, your low beam, you've got your indicators, you got left and right, horn, you got lights on and off, or dip beam, off, high beam, electric start and kill switch. But mirrors, absolutely wicked, and the exhaust is just needless to say. I mean, I don't know how that don't set any car alarms off, to be honest with you. It's just so nice to be on. I mean, the under seat is ridiculous. I mean, I don't know if you've seen, see, it's chugging me along now because I'm going too slow for it, so I have to pull the clutch in. Don't know how it doesn't set car alarms off. No matter how hard I try, I never get the alarms to go off. My life has failed. Dook. It does catch on here. It does like to have this little knop every now and again, which is annoying. But apart from that, everything else is good on it. I mean, see, you have to get it at least at that sort of speed. But it's just, oh, are you waiting for me? Okay. I was going to let you go, but hey ho. It's a real head turner as well. There you go, there's your red light with the oil shit. But it's quite hum and ha with it. I mean, it's, some people like it, some people don't. Me, in my personal opinion, I absolutely love it. The torque in this thing, I mean, yes, I'd still want to jump up to 1,000, but for as it is, it'd be pointless. Rude to Amy. Nice plate. Showing 2 bloody plates on, I think. My exhaust is better. As I was saying, it's basically, it's a pleasure to ride. It really is. But like I say, with a and an ahhing of people with the lights, with the looks of it, some people like it, some people don't. But me personally, I've always wanted to go on a bike or own a bike that's older than me, if you know what I mean. Well, this thing's close to me. It's 18 years old. Three and a half years off of my age, but it's fairly close. It's the oldest bike I'm probably going to get on at this point, unless I get on an old calf racer, which is very highly unlikely. But this thing is just so nice. The brakes, very good. It's got wavy disc on the back, as you just heard in the review. Front brake is adjustable front brake, which is very nice. It is very nice. But very nice. I absolutely love this bloody thing. It's crazy. I mean, chavs are always like, rev it, but I don't want to kill the engine off, you know what I mean? I rev it when I want to rev it, not when everybody else wants me to rev it. But this thing is just so crazy to sit on it. I mean, it's just, it feels to me like it's got endless torque, but obviously it doesn't. But it's just, it's, when you're sitting on it, it feels so light but looks so long. But compared to the bikes that I ride, it's about 4 inches longer, I think, than my bike. And apart from that, it doesn't really want to put up a fight. I mean, the clutch just pulls you away. It wants to go. The throttle response is nuts. It's absolutely crazy. There is more good than there is bad points about this bike, and if I had the opportunity to buy this thing, I probably would, even with the marks that it's got on it. I mean, because like I say, the owner of this paid 500 quid for it. I would happily offer them $1,000 for it. The thing just, it feels great. I want it, basically. But I don't know if I want it because I like riding it, or if I want it because of the exhaust, because my bike's still got the standard exhaust on. But I think it's a bit of everything, you know. It makes, when I drive past places and they have a mirror, I always, like mirrored windows, I always look, and I feel more of a biker on this than I do on mine, because it's older and it looks not aggressive but tamed. It looks, you know, it's under control. It's, you know, if you want to ride this thing at low speeds apart from the chugging, it will allow it. It loves it. If you want to rag it, it will go. But the thing on this is it doesn't have very good low end torque. Everything is high end torque. So say if I went on here, it builds your speed up, and then once it gets up, then it whacks it straight to the high end. I mean, I won't change gear around here, but the minute it's finished doing its little boggy, the high end torque kicks in and it's like a bloody rocket. I mean, I'll attempt it now. I mean, you heard the RPM change then, surely, from it going and it just likes you to ride it. I don't know if this was a bike that I would say likes to be ridden hard or normal, but to me, I feel like I can ride it hard or normal, so it's kind of a hard thing to say. But me myself, I would love to own this bike. Like you know, had this thing been up for sale and gave me first refusal, I'd buy it straight away, no hesitation. I mean, obviously, like I said, I've had this thing for 2 weeks. I've done my general maintenance on it. I've cleaned it. It's got paint shit down the side of it and a few scuffs everywhere, but you know, that adds character for me on this sort of bike, because I have my new expensive bike, which is, you know, my XJ. It's shiny, it's maintained all the time, it's cleaned everywhere, and it's not got a speck of rust on it. But this one, I would happily use this as an everyday commuter, you know, and my bike is just my little bitch. This thing is just absolutely crazy. I love being on it. There's just no doubt about it. It's when you do that and that exhaust tries to do that, because it's not fuel injected and can't push everything through straight away, and the carburetor, it has to go through the carb and all that bollocks. It just, I love that. It just sounds so good. I mean, the bike just wants to lean. It just wants to lean. So, I mean, it's so agile. And the one thing that I never made a review on, oh god, fucking hell, there's a massive pothole there, was I had to go on the Fazer before, the Fazer 1000 before this, and to me that feels no different apart. It's got a bigger top end, everything's low end speed, you know, low end power, and it's heavier. It's like a lot heavier, and it just didn't feel as good. Fazer 1000, Fazer 600, Fazer 600, no doubt about it. Every single time I would choose this bike. Well, like I say, I don't know anything else more to say about this bloody thing, so I'm going to finish the video here. You know, I'm sure you're all sick and tired of me rambling now. You just came here to listen to the bike, really, and all that crap, and watch the reviews and exhaust and things. Yeah. So, hello. I will catch you all in a bit. Make sure you all ride safe and don't act stupid all the time like me. Don't get caught doing any stupid crap. Not like me, because I've never been caught. But yeah, guys, just, you know, have fun on your bikes, be careful, ride safe, and I'll catch you all in the future. Adios.